they always said I'm wrong, but what they doing today? I think they want me gone, but I ain't going away. They told me I was wrong, but look at my ass today. Da 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 da.
Hello everyone, what's up everybody, what is up out there on the Real Sports Talk? What's good on the internet? What's good in life? I'm Akiem aka LI495, welcoming you to another edition of 10 Minutes on the Clock. And you're probably wondering why I'm starting this, of course, with a somber voice. Well, I actually wanted to start off this edition, this episode, this week 9 episode of 10 Minutes on the Clock. That's not necessarily going over sports events. Now, of course, I'm going to go over the Thursday night football game that occurred between the Kansas City Chiefs and the San Diego Chargers. But, of course, with Hurricane Sandy and the impact that it's left on the Northeast, particularly on the New York City area, the state of New Jersey, the greater Philadelphia area, there are things, that are much, much, much bigger than sports. Of course, I guess we sort of kind of wrap ourselves in somewhat of a bubble on certain occasions, where we're so sports centric, and of course that's a good thing because sports, it can be a great thing to follow. I love following sports. Of course, that's why we do videos here on YouTube, and that's why we follow sports. We watch these games because we love sports. But there are certain occasions where there can be things that can be much bigger than sports, and this Hurricane Sandy and everything that is left back is a prime example of that. I've got family in Long Island. A lot of the people that I meet, that I've met on YouTube, from Tim to Emily to Miguel to everybody else, to even Jonathan Glick when he was originally doing videos on YouTube the first time when I first got on here. He was originally from that area, so I know a lot of people up in the greater New York City area, in the greater New York City as well as the Philadelphia areas, and they've certainly been in many ways impacted by this storm and everything that's gone down. A lot of people have have lost power. Homes have been destroyed and everything like that. And it's just been a lot of calamity that you wouldn't think would be in a place like New York City and Philadelphia and New Jersey, which is, they're not all that much used to hurricanes. I mean, I know they had a Hurricane Irene last year, but this is, that was like small potatoes compared to what's going on right now in the aftermath of Hurricane Sandy. So I just wanted to say to everybody that's out there, hopefully that we will get through this. It's going to take some time, but ultimately I'm fully confident that we're going to pull through this. New Yorkers, Philadelphians, New Jerseyans, they're very resilient, and they will indeed pull through this. And if you can find some way to help all those people that are up there, please do it, because they could definitely use it right now and use some comfort in their life, and you just use some help because it's been a lot of they've been going through a tough time the past few days with everything that's going on with Hurricane Sandy. So if you can help, definitely try and make some efforts, and indeed go ahead and do that. So moving on from, of course, delivering this message as far as the victims of Hurricane Sandy, and also wanted to mention, good move finally by Mayor Michael Bloomberg to cancel the New York City Marathon, because that would not have looked good on his resume, doing that while everybody's going through everything that they're going up there. So good move finally to cancel that. Moving on to week 9, and of course moving on to Thursday night football, Kansas City Chiefs versus the San Diego Chargers. Now, this game was pretty much a come again kind of game, from the standpoint of, okay, they're just going up and down the field and nobody's even hitting the end zone. What did they put in the end zone? Did they put repellent for the two teams in the end zone? The San Diego Chargers, Kansas City Chiefs, neither offense really looked all that good, for the most part, halfway through that game, until it started getting late, and San Diego just started dominating, and of course the final score was 31-13. Phillip Rivers, I believe he completed like 90% of his passes. Okay, now of course I can probably complete 90% of my passes if I was quarterback against the Kansas City Chiefs at this point, but they really needed that win. They really needed that win because they had lost 3 straight games, Phillip Rivers, there was a lot of questions about his arm strength. Perhaps is he hurt? Probably. Has he lost his arm strength? Is he starting to get old? Despite all the talent that he's got, I believe that Phillip Rivers is still the only guy left on the Chargers, left over from the Eli Manning Phillip Rivers draft trade between them and the New York Giants. So he really needed to, he really needed that game to at least instill some confidence in that team that, okay, we're going to get through this. The San Diego Chargers have been through this kind of stuff before, where they've lost games early in the season, but then all of a sudden, as soon as we start getting into like week 9, week 10, week 11, week 12, week 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, then all of a sudden they really start to pick it up and start to lead themselves towards a playoff run. Well, it looks like if they're going to go for that right now, it looks like that their best bet is going to be perhaps towards a wild card berth, because if the Denver Broncos keep on playing the way they're playing, with Peyton Manning front and center still looking like his old self, then the Chargers are going to have to hope ultimately for a wild card spot. And of course, this is week 9. This is the halfway point of the season. So this is the point of the season where we're going to start talking about teams that in the context of, can they make the playoffs or can't they make the playoffs? And there are certain teams out there that probably already have spots clinched, like the Atlanta Falcons, who are 7-0, going up against the Dallas Cowboys on Sunday Night Football this week. But there are other teams out there that are probably already out of the playoff picture, like, say, the Carolina Panthers. So week 9 is definitely going to be a fun week to watch, as is every week in the NFL. And also, by the way, Kansas City Chiefs, Jamal Charles, come again, 12 carries for only 39 yards. That's your leading guy on offense. If that's I'm just telling you, 12 carries for only 39 yards. If that's not going to win too many football games, especially when everybody's expecting Jamal Charles to go 100 plus in every single one of these games. I believe he ran for 200 plus, if I'm not mistaken, against the Baltimore Ravens, and 12 carries for 39 yards. That's the reason why they lost. The Kansas City Chiefs are just awful. Maybe when Steve Spurrier was talking about possibility of NFL teams that Alabama could beat, maybe the Kansas City Chiefs would be one of those. So definitely Chargers needed that win on Thursday night. Moving on to my Week 9 picks, and I would like to pick the Chicago Bears over the Tennessee Titans. Green Bay Packers over the Arizona Cardinals. The Arizona Cardinals have just been in free fall, and the Packers are looking like a hot team right now, so give me that. Broncos over the Bengals. Colts and Dolphins. I actually like the Indianapolis Colts at that one to win that one at home, even though you can make a case for an upset for the Miami Dolphins. Baltimore Ravens and the Cleveland Browns. I still like the Ravens to win that game, but right now, with all the injuries, of course, that's well documented, and everything else that's going on, they didn't look all that well. If Trent Richardson has himself a big day against the Baltimore Ravens, the Browns have a real good shot to pull that one out. I'm picking the Ravens, but I won't be surprised if the Browns win that game as decimated as Baltimore is.Moving on to Carolina Panthers and the Washington Redskins. I like Washington in that one at home. Lions and Jaguars, not exactly the best matchup again on a Sunday afternoon, but I'll just go with the Detroit Lions, at least as far as that is concerned. Bills and Texans, that's a virtual bye week for the Houston Texans. Texans all day. Buccaneers, Raiders. Buccaneers on the road to beat Oakland. The Minnesota Vikings and the Seattle Seahawks. I'm actually going to pick Seattle to win that at home. Steelers, Giants. Of course, there's a lot of news about this one because of the fact that the Pittsburgh Steelers are actually going to have to travel the same day into East Rutherford because of the effects of Hurricane Sandy. But I still like the New York Giants to win that one. Dallas Cowboys and the Atlanta Falcons. That's Sunday Night Football. I do like the Atlanta Falcons to continue their undefeated streak, and they will move on, I believe, to 8-0. And Jason Garrett, they should have won that game last week should the Dallas Cowboys have at home against the New York Giants. There's just some shoddy play calling at the end of that game. I just can't believe 3 straight pass plays on 2nd and 1. I still have that running through my head. And Eagles, Saints, both teams have deficiencies. Eagles, of course, with the turnovers. Saints, of course, with the with the defense. I'm actually going to, I'm still going with the Saints in that one, even though, I just don't understand why how they won't be able to exploit that New Orleans Saints defense, and they should really utilize LaShawn McCoy again in that one. So, but I still am picking the Saints. So just to run down my picks. Bears over the Titans, Packers over the Cardinals, Broncos over the Bengals, Colts over the Dolphins, Ravens over the Browns, Redskins over the Panthers, Lions over the Jaguars, Texans over the Bills, Buccaneers over the Raiders, Seahawks over the Vikings, Giants over the Steelers, Falcons over the Cowboys, Saints over the Eagles. Week 9 picks in the NFL. What are yours? Rate, comment, rap, reply, add, and subscribe. Look forward to reading your comments. As always, I'm just one guy talking about nothing. Let's enjoy another week of NFL action, another Sunday of NFL action. And if you can give to Hurricane Sandy relief, please, I definitely encourage you to do so if you can, if your efforts are able to permit that. And so until next time, I'm just one guy talking about nothing. LI495, Akiem Balaam on the Real Sports Talk. See you on the internet somewhere.
Just a little ways around the corner from fear. Be there by next year. Where I'm going.